Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my understanding is that you have reached a verdict. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, would you please hand the verdict forms to the deputy, please?
In Circuit Court of the Ninth Judicial Circuit in and for Orange County, Florida, case number 2019 CF 18460, State of Florida versus Danielle Justine Redlick. Verdict as to count 1, we the jury find the defendant not guilty. So say we all, signed juror badge number 283, foreperson. Special finding, this page was left blank. Verdict as to count 2, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of tampering with physical evidence as charged in the information, so say we all, signed juror badge number 283, foreperson, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, on the 17th day of June, 2022.
And would you please poll the jury?
Yes, ma'am. Juror badge number 283, are these your true and correct verdicts? Juror badge number 18, are these your true and correct verdicts? Juror badge number 220, are these your true and correct verdicts? Juror badge number 238, are these your true and correct verdicts? Juror badge number 356, are these your true and correct verdicts? And juror badge number 5345, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and your consideration of this case. No juror can ever be required to talk about its discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases, and we have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, its discussions, and its votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. So, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. And although you are at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty not to speak with anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. And so on behalf of the Chief Judge of the Circuit, Chief Judge Lisa Mannion, I want to thank all of you for the 2 weeks that you have spent with us in serving your civic duty and serving as a juror on this case. Your duties are now discharged and you are excused. Have a wonderful day. Take care. You're welcome, sir.
Very nice.
Thank you. Ms. Redlick, a judgment of acquittal will be entered for you on count number 1. A judgment adjudicating you guilty is entered on count number 2. State, is there any legal reason we cannot proceed to sentencing today?
Yes, Your Honor, she's entitled to a PSI. You can also want a chance for any sort of impact testimony to be offered. So that's why.
Okay. I will ask Mr. Parnell, who's standing. She is entitled to the PSI. Do you wish to waive the PSI and go forward with sentencing, or do you want to have a PSI ordered and I will set sentencing off?
If we end up setting sentencing off, then I would be asking for her release, because at this point, she's going to score 16 points. The jury has not made a finding that would allow for the court to sentence her to prison. Her credit at this point is 3.5 years, and I don't want her sitting in jail longer, which would essentially be adding and extending a prison sentence. So if we want to go ahead today, I understand victim impact, they have a right to do that. So if we set it off, then I'd be asking for the court to release her and set the sentencing date in the future.
Mr. Williams, state's position?